We're trying to qualify. We're also trying to win a whole pile of Pep Boys cash. Little haze off the tire down there for Austin Prock. 3.765, 331 miles an hour. And Josh Hart will take R&L Carriers into round 2 of the call-out. A little haze out as well. Clay Milliken sporting a new look out there for the folks at Parts Plus and Rick Ware Racing. And for Brittney, man, she came out here yesterday and blistered the joint. The number 1 on the side of that Monster Energy flavor pack team for Chevrolet. David Grubnick and the gang, they do not look like they lost a step during the winter break. Racetrack temperature, by the way, 115.
Over to John Force Racing. Clay Milliken has been battling and fighting and having some good performances over the years, but then Rick Ware comes into the sport, funds the team, and gives a whole lot of hope. You gotta think Clay would really love to get this win, just to fire a shot for all of those things. Plus an extra $1,000 on the line. Clay, of course, with his grudge racing, no prep background, fired a shot, said, let's put an extra $1,000 on the line. He's got Rick Ware, he's got Jim O, and he's taking on the champ.
Problems for Milliken, and he let the smoke out. 3.744, 335 miles an hour. Brittney Force wins the round, wins the extra $1,000, and advances to the Final Four. The Pep Boys All-Star call-out. Mike Salinas, of course, worked with Alan Johnson for a number of years. Last year, made the switch over with Rob Flynn joining the team, and they didn't lose a whole lot of steps. Still had a solid season for an advancement into the semifinals. Justin Ashley has a parachute come out. Are you kidding? 375, 333 miles an hour. That was a $5,000 parachute miss. Kalitta and Torrence. Winner goes to the Final Four. Great race. 375 beats 377. Doug Kalitta, you saw a little flash out of one of the pipes down there at about 800 feet. Thought that might cost him. Doug Kalitta, 3.753, 330 for the win. Steve Torrence goes 3.774. And his reign as Pep Boys All-Star Call-Out Champion comes to an end.
All four stacked up here, and Brittney Force is live looking on the phone with her crew chief on this decision for round 2 here in the Pep Boys Call-Out. And Brittney, the moment is here. I know you just hung up with David Grubnick. Who are you calling out in round 2?
We're going to call out Josh Hart.
All right, Josh Hart coming over to here. Now, Josh, you told us in your interview after winning round 1 that you know it's going to be about reaction times and you wish someone would call you out. Well, Brittney's done it. What do you have for the monster dragster?
We're just going to take this Ron Douglas tuned dragster and go right by her. So reaction time's on me, and I wasn't real pleased with my last one, so try a little bit harder this time.
Well, Brittney, I do want to go to the decision of Josh Hart. What was it from David Grubnick that made you know that that was the right pick?
Again, it was a team effort. I could hear him on the phone. He called all the guys in, laid out all the numbers, and again, we just laid it out like a normal event elimination ladder. And us being low of the session, low of these guys, we picked Josh Hart. That was our pick. That's just how we're laying it out. That's how we looked at it. That was our strategy.
Well, with that, we know that Doug Kalitta and Mike Salinas will run in round number 2 here. And Doug, we just spoke with you earlier, and you said this is the turnaround that this team needs. You're going to have Mike Salinas. How do you see this one unfolding for yourself?
Yeah, hopefully with the wind light coming on in my lane, obviously, our Mac Tools team's very hungry, and Toyota. So, but yeah, Mike's he's tough, and yeah, it would be great to great to get up there and see what we got for him.
Well, Mike, I know you put $5,000 on the last round. I don't know what's up your sleeve this time, but you thought Brittney was going to select you. Now you have Doug Kalitta.
Yeah, I have Snap-on tools, by the way. No, you know what? Doug's tough. Doug's hard. Our old crew chief, assistant and major crew chief. it's gonna be fun to beat him. That's what
For old time's sake, let's see that money one more time, Mike.
Left, Salinas in the right. Winner will come back and run for the big check. Part of the Pep Boys All-Star Call-Out. Kalitta takes the tire off, and Salinas takes it to the house. 3.763, 330 miles an hour. They left the starting line within 4 thousandths of a second, and 3 thousandths of a second after that, the race was over. The signal goes to both drivers. Get me in the final round. Josh in the left side, Brittney in the right. And it's Brittney that smokes the tires. Josh goes 375, 330 miles an hour, and R&L Carriers are going to race for the big money in the Pep Boys All-Star Shootout. To the drag strips in California and picking up scrap metal for recycling. That's why his car's called Scrappers. He hasn't forgotten where he came from. One of them is going to get the first big payday of the year, courtesy of Pep Boys and the National Hot Rod Association. And it's going to be Josh. 374, 331 miles an hour, and most of the team celebrates. Ron Douglas goes, okay, let's go back to work. We got another one to win tomorrow. 10:23, 74 miles an hour for Salinas. That thing took the tire off at the step. Hey,
very grateful for everybody. Thank you.
did you say Ron Douglas deserves credit?
That's what he said.